Once upon a time, in a bright and colorful classroom filled with sunshine and laughter, lived a friendly little boy named Sami. Sami was 7 years old, with big, curious eyes and a head full of curly dark hair. Today, he was wearing his favorite green t-shirt, comfy brown shorts, and his super fast red sneakers. It was playtime, the best part of the day. The classroom buzzed with excitement as children pulled out toys and games. And he was going to do it all by himself. He started with a wide base, placing the red and blue blocks carefully. Then he added yellow ones, then green. The tower grew taller and taller. Sami felt a rush of excitement. It was going to be amazing. He reached up to place one more block on the very top, a special star-shaped block. He stretched his arm as high as it could go. But just as his fingers let go, the tower started to wobble. It wiggled to the left, then jiggled to the right, and then, crash! The blocks tumbled down all around him in a colorful, messy pile. Sami sighed. He looked at the jumble of blocks at his feet. His shoulders slumped a little. "It's okay," he whispered to himself. "I'll just try again. But this time, I'll build it even better." So, he started over. He made the base even wider this time. He stacked the blocks with extra care, making sure each one was perfectly balanced. The tower grew again, inch by inch. It was already taller than his desk. Sami felt proud. He reached for the star-shaped block once more. He held his breath, his hand steady. He placed it gently on top. For a moment, it stood tall and proud. "I did it," Sami thought. But then, a little wobble started at the bottom. The wobble traveled up the tower like a tiny earthquake, getting bigger and bigger until, whoosh! Crash! The tower came tumbling down again, even louder this time. Sami let out a frustrated groan. Why did it keep falling? He looked around the room. Over by the window, a group of his friends were building something together. Lily was sorting the colors, handing them the pieces they needed. They were laughing and talking, their tower growing strong and steady. In another corner, some kids were working on a giant floor puzzle, cheering every time they found a piece that fit. Everyone seemed to be having so much fun together. Sami looked back at his lonely pile of blocks. It felt like every time he tried to build by himself, the blocks would start to shake and wiggle, almost as if they were telling him something. It was like a secret message only the blocks knew. Maybe, just maybe, some things are a little too tricky to do all alone. Maybe some things are easier and even more fun when we have friends to help us. Just then, a friendly voice said, "Hey, Sami, that looks like a tough tower to build." It was Mia. She had a warm smile on her face. "Do you want some help? We could build it together." Sami hesitated for a moment. He really wanted to build the tower all by himself to show everyone he could do it, but it just wasn't working. He looked at Mia's kind eyes and then back at his fallen blocks. He remembered how much fun she and Leo were having. Working together did look pretty happy. "Okay," Sami said, a small smile appearing on his face. "Yes, I'd like that." Mia's face lit up. "Leo, Lily, come on over." Soon, Sami's corner wasn't lonely anymore. It was filled with friends. Leo had a great idea. Lily, who was great at organizing, said, "I'll sort the blocks by size. We can use the biggest ones on the bottom and the smallest ones at the top." Sami thought that was a fantastic plan. "And I have the perfect block for the very top," he said, holding up his special star-shaped block. And so, they began to work. It was like a well-oiled machine. Lily would find the perfect block. Sami and Mia would decide where it should go, and Leo would use his steady hands to place it carefully. They took turns, they shared their ideas, and they listened to each other. If a block wobbled, someone was always there to help steady it. Sami realized he wasn't feeling frustrated anymore. He was feeling happy. He loved hearing Leo's funny jokes and seeing Lily's excited face when she found the perfect piece. Building the tower wasn't just about getting to the top. It was about the fun they were having along the way. The tower grew taller and taller, stronger and steadier than ever before. It was taller than Sami, taller than the teacher's desk, and almost reached the ceiling. Finally, it was time for the last piece. "Okay, Sami," Mia said, "it's your special star. You should put it on top." Sami took a deep breath. His friends all gathered around, holding the base of the tower to make sure it was completely still. Sami stood on his tiptoes and carefully, gently, placed the star-shaped block right on the very peak. It stood perfectly. The tower was complete. It didn't wobble. It didn't wiggle. It stood tall and magnificent, a rainbow of colors reaching for the sky. For a second, everyone was quiet, just looking at their amazing creation. Then, Lily whispered, "Wow!" Leo shouted, "We did it!" And everyone burst into a giant cheer. They danced around the tower, giving each other high fives. It was a warm, bubbly feeling of pride and happiness, a feeling that came from sharing a victory with his friends. Sami looked at Mia, Leo, and Lily, and he knew that building this tower together was way more fun and felt much better than trying to do it all by himself. The cheering and laughter were the best sounds in the world. From that day on, Sami loved working with his friends. Teamwork doesn't just help you build taller towers. It helps you build stronger friendships. It shows us that we can do incredible things when we do them together. We're better when we work together.